Hi everyone, my name is James Branham. I know some of you from other classes, and some of you this is the first time, but very excited to be a part of this class. Well, in this video I want to answer the questions that Rachel posed for us in the instructions. The first one she asked us, who do you worship with? Well, actually, in thinking of this, I realized I really have two worshiping communities. The first is my family, my wife, my son, and myself. We do a lot of home-based religious practices. It's a big part of our lives. For us, we mostly do Jewish ritual practices as being a significant thing for us, especially Shabbat. But for the purpose of this class, I've had the class that folks of the family spiritualities, now moving to the congregation. And so in this context, my congregational setting is Joy Mennonite Church. Joy is a church of about 40 members and regular attenders. Our congregation is a few ethnic Mennonites and a few former Amish people, but overwhelming majority of our folks are folks who have come from other faith traditions but have been drawn to the Anabaptist tradition because of their theological distinctives. As a congregation, we are theologically very diverse, ranging from a few evangelicals to many that would describe themselves as postmodern, to even some who would see themselves as agnostics, but who seek to follow the ethical teachings of Jesus. Also worth noting is that we are a welcoming and affirming congregation, meaning that we accept gay and lesbian people into membership and full participation in our church. Finally, as far as context goes, we meet in an old house, a former VS house. And in fact, the house we meet in actually is a home because 9 of our folks, one married couple of 3 kids, one single father with a child, and then 2 single people all live there in the house. So that's 9 of our folks live there. The rest of our members, though, are scattered throughout the Oklahoma City metro area. So it's an interesting juxtaposition. I wanted to share about today, and lastly I should mention that as far as we're part of Western District Conference of the Mennonite Church, so our congregation definitely is on the more liberal, progressive side of things. But I'd probably say our congregation, many of our folks would disagree with me using the word liberal. They'd probably prefer that I use the term Anabaptist or even anarchistic to describe our way of doing things. We're just a little different. Okay, well, I wanted to share today, I thought about a single story, and I really couldn't come up with one because what I thought really reflects who we are is our offerings, of all things. And I thought about how that the offering in our congregation has evolved over time. And today, what we do for our offering each Sunday is we actually collect 3 different things, 3 different options people have. The first option people have is a blue bag that people contribute for the work of the church. And that's passed around. Second option is a glass jar for the Penny Power campaign of Mennonite Church, Mennonite Central Committee. The third option, we alternate weeks between we support 2 boys in India through MCC's Global Family Program. That's on the alternating weeks. And the other alternating weeks, we support Rey de Gloria, which in Spanish means King of Glory, Mennonite Church in Brownsville, Texas, in their work of supporting undocumented migrants coming from Mexico. And the reason we support this church is the pastor of that church spoke at our church, goodness, probably been 5 or so years ago, and many of us were deeply moved by their stories, and that's when we decided to add it into our regular offerings. Now, how we do these offerings is that today we have the kids pass around the offerings, which is a lot of fun, and it's really neat to see children do this. One of the funnier things is one time my son looked down at the offering and saw someone had dropped in a $100 bill. He got really excited, pulled it out of the basket, showed everyone, look, someone gave $100. Kids just don't know you don't do that, but it was so cute. Everyone laughed. But it's always funny what happens with the kids. So the kids pass around all the options, and because we have 3 things, it gives 3 kids a chance to participate. Some weeks, if we have more than kids that want to participate, we may pull out another jar and just have multiple things go for each thing. After we have all the offerings taken, we have the kids come up to the front. We ask them to raise them up, a symbolic thing. Kids love those kind of physical actions, to hold up the offerings in the air. And then we ask them to pray over the offerings, a prayer of blessing. And then after that, we would then transition into children's time. We have a children's story, and then from there, the children leave and then go into for their Sunday school time while we move into the sermon time. What I like about this practice, how we do offerings, is it reflects who we are as a congregation. It says a lot about our values, that we not only collect for our own community, but for other communities, and that it's important, it's part of our DNA, that this is what we do. I also really like the fact that it's multi-generational, that children play a key role. And you never know, but I really think that the fact that children collect the offering is something that's significant for them and for us. So anyway, I'm looking forward to telling lots of other stories about my congregation. It's a really neat group of people, but that's enough for tonight. Thank you. Oh, I'll also may post some pictures on the Moodle site from the offerings. I won't try editing it into this, but I'll probably post it on the Moodle site so you can just see what it looks like. Bye, everyone.